channel. My name is Jackie and today I'm here for my April 2026 wrap up. April overall was a very successful reading month. I finished 3 books. I did DNF 1, but 2 of the 3 books that I read in completion I gave 5 out of 5 stars. Oh, I would say it's a success. The motivation to read, if you guys saw my blog from last week, you would know, was the Magical Readathon that's hosted by G over Book Roast, and I did that the entire month of April and I absolutely loved it. It had been my first time in a while since I had done the readathon, so I think that definitely pushed me to read, and I was reading almost every day. It was a success overall. These books I have shared thoughts on in my Reader Deleted update video that I posted again last week. I'll link it up in the cards. I'll keep my feelings brief, but I also have a lot to say about these books, so without me rambling any further, let's jump right in and get started. So my 1 DNF is what we're going to start off with, and I actually thought going in I might really enjoy this book because I've read books like it in the past, and that just was not the case, and that is going to be My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I read this for Reader Deleted, like I just mentioned, and I did not get very far in. I got maybe a chapter in, and I honestly, no offense to the authors, just stopped caring. The Jane Eyre retelling. Now, I have read Jane Eyre, the original work by Charlotte Bronte, twice. I like it. It is definitely not a favorite of mine. I think I gave it 3 stars both times I read it. Definitely not my cup of tea. And however, I've read a retelling of it before and I loved it. So I thought I'd like this too. I think this is just a little too out there for me. It is, again, a retelling of Jane Eyre, but it has a paranormal twist, which normally I don't have an issue. I typically like paranormal twists on classic stories. But this was, again, just little too out there for me. I did this on audiobook, and maybe it was a narration issue. It could be the case, or this was just way too out there for me. I could not tell you a single thing that happened in the first chapter that I read of this, or I think at least I read the first chapter of it. And it makes me really sad because this book was getting so much hype here on BookTube when it was first released a few years ago. I got it in my Owl Crate. This is the Owl Crate exclusive edition. You know, I had a lot of hope for this and just did not live up to the hype, and I unfortunately DNF'd it. We have The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chomsky. The book I'd started off the Magical Readathon reading. This is the first book I read for the readathon, and it was to read, the prompt for the challenge was to read a book with the word wolf in the title or the content, or it was on the cover. And again, this is one I had high expectations for. This is a YA thriller with a fantastical twist. It is taking place in Paris, and it has been heavily compared to Six of Crows. It's following 4 main characters who are teamed up. They have been lifelong friends. They're teamed up to basically perform a heist to steal a magical object. I had heard very good things about this, especially people who love Six of Crows seem to love this. However, it just did not work out for me. I hate the book by any means. I gave it a 3, and it was definitely not bad by any means. I just don't think it worked well as a novel, full-length novel for me. I think it worked better as novellas or short stories because it seemed very repetitive, and I felt like you were reading the same few things, same actions that these characters are performing every 5 pages or so. Just not for me. I like this author's writing style, so I will definitely be checking out more books by her, but in the end I give this a 3 out of 5 stars. The second book I finished in the month of April is going to be Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. The second book that I finished for the Magical Readathon. I read it immediately after I finished The Gilded Wolves, and I absolutely loved it. This is a very dark and definitely heavy book. It is dealing with a lot of heavy subject matter, so please check trigger warnings going in if you want to read this. It's a thriller. It's following our main character, and her best friend is suddenly missing. She has no way of getting contact with her, so she is trying to get the attention of people at school and the police to investigate, and it takes a dark twist. That's all I'm going to say. This had me on the edge of my seat the entire time, and it is very dark. Again, check trigger warnings before going in. I would definitely recommend it. It will get you irritated. It will make you emotional. I didn't quite cry with this one, but it's definitely made me think about what if this was my own best friend in this situation, what I would do. It's a lot, guys. I'm on the edge of my seat the entire time. I listened to this on audiobook as well, and I loved it in the end. It's definitely one that stood out to me in April, and I highly recommend it, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The last book I read in the month of April was another hit for me, and that is going to be The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Yes, guys, I finally read it. This has been a long time coming. This is one I had heard about since the minute it got released, and it had been getting all hype, and I can definitely see why. It's an adult historical fiction. This is something I don't typically read. I don't really like historical fiction, but this one hit the spot. It is taking place during World War II. We are following two sisters who are on almost different sides of the war, and we followed their journey, seeing where their paths take them. I absolutely loved it. I loved it right to the end. I love, if I am going to read historical fiction, I love World War II historical fiction. And this, I can see why it gets the hype it gets. It's, again, a very emotional book. Again, it does deal with a lot of heavy subject matters, so I would definitely check trigger warnings for this one as well. And it will, again, once again, make you angry. It'll make you sad. These characters go through so much in this book that I'm trying not to spoil it, because it's a lot. And it's dense, but it's actually a really quick read. I read this in a couple of days, and I loved it as well. And I can definitely see why it gets the hype that it gets here on BookTube, and I gave it, yet again, a 5 out of 5 stars. But it's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm so happy. April was a very successful reading month, and I read all these books. They were a long time coming for most of them. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys read in the month of April. Have you read any of these books? I would love to know. And as always, all my social media links are linked down below if you guys would like to follow me on any of those. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.